In this video, we're going to show you how to make your listing featured or highlighted. These are two paid options that you can do for your listing on a short-term basis for 30 days that will get you extra exposure on the website and hopefully additional leads, more leads that come in. First, let me show you the difference and what they are and what they do. If you go to our website and you do a search, in this case, I did a search for all listings in ShipBottom. The very top of the page here is always reserved for our featured listings. So in this case, right now in ShipBottom, we have two featured listings, these two houses. That's why they show up at the very top of the list. If there were more than two in ShipBottom, they'd be scrolling by here. You'd see them just taking turns every 5 seconds or so. You also, by doing a featured listing, you'll get this featured banner across the top of your listing, and you'll be featured at the very top of your subscription group. So this particular house right here, it has a gold subscription with us, and they're featured, so they get pushed to the top of the list because they're featuring their listing. Okay, the featured listings also show up on our homepage. If you go to our homepage before people do the search, these are our featured listings right here. And you'll notice every couple of seconds they scroll through to a new listing. So by featuring your listing, you get prime exposure on the homepage, which will really increase the number of impressions that your property gets. And then you'll also be at the top of the search results when somebody searches in a particular town. So in this case for ShipBottom, you'll see all the featured listings on top. Okay. The other option you can do is a highlighted listing. What a highlighted listing does is it doesn't give you this featured banner, but it will move your listing up to the top of your subscription group. So if you've got a silver subscription and you highlight it, you'll be placed to the top of the list of the silvers. You won't jump ahead of gold, you'll only be at the top of the silver. Now, you can do that for free by just keeping your listing updated. You can see this listing here was updated today, 7/16, which is why it's at the top of the list for gold right now. The only listing above it is this featured listing because they paid to be up on top. Now, if there was a highlighted listing here too, they would also be above this listing too in the gold. It'd have to be gold. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's make that listing 218 featured. So you're going to do that under the options column, where if you click on the gear icon, you get our quick links to the different sections of your listing that you need to work on. And in this case, we want to go to paid services, this option right here. When you click on paid services, you'll be given two options. You can make it a featured listing for $49 for 30 days, or you can make it a highlighted listing for $49 for 30 days. In this example, we're going to make it a featured listing. So I'm going to click on add funds. It brings us to the checkout. Now, $49 is automatically put in. If you have a coupon code, you can enter it there. And then payment type, you need to select credit card. When you hit continue, you'll be brought to our checkout screen. And remember, we don't keep any credit card information, so you have to put that in. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to type in my credit card information, and then we're going to resume. And thank you for your order. Your payment has been processed. And you'll notice in the upper part of your dashboard here, you'll see there's a $49 balance in my account. So this is a two-step process. The first process is you have to add the funds to your account, and then you have to actually purchase the feature. So if I go back over to my menu here to manage listings, we'll see that list again of all of our listings. And remember, I want to make a featured listing for number 218. So I go across to the gear icon and I go down to paid services. And now you'll notice it doesn't say add funds here any longer because I've got $49. I have enough credit to either make my listing featured or highlighted. So I'm going to make it featured, and I'm going to click on save. By doing that, you'll now notice I have a featured listing, and it expires on August 15th, which is 30 days from today. Now, if I wanted to make it a highlighted listing too, I'd have to add funds to my account again and then go in and add the highlighted listing because I no longer have a balance anymore. So let's go and see how we make out in the search results now. So here is where we were before. This is the listing that we just featured, and notice it doesn't have the featured banner on it, and it doesn't show up here as well. So just by hitting refresh, you'll now notice we're up top. So we're now included in the featured listings up top, and we have a featured banner across the top of our screen, top of our listing. Now we also have the top spot And the reason we have that is because our listing was renewed, I'm sorry, was updated more recent than this other featured listing. So remember, we reward those who keep their listings up to date. You get pushed to the top of the list, okay? So that's what you can do with a featured listing. That's how you get to the top. All right. And again, if you look at your dashboard now, if I go back to my managed listings, you'll notice that this listing is now featured as well. Okay. And if we go to the home page on VRLBI and we look for that listing in the featured listings here, if we click through the scroll just to get through it quick, it will now show up. There it is. We just passed it. So we're now showing up on the home page. We're taking our turn right beneath where everybody starts to do their search, giving you great exposure. Okay, so that's how you make your listing featured. Highlight is the same way. You would just add the funds to your account and then go back into paid services and then just highlight your listing. And when it's highlighted, you'll have a little check mark here as well.